This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how you doing this week?
Tom, I'm amped.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's a guitar lick that
Yeah.
plays
It
after
was worth bringing the guitar in for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a while to set up.
Took hours to set up, but it was all worth it for that.
Yeah. It was
Creating
a great lick.
A wall of sound.
Yeah. For my amped
So why are you
lick.
amped?
Oh, no, just normal stuff.
We're both very excited, but then both, forgot where we were at the same time.
Yeah, well, we did our classic setting up the guitar bit.
Which everybody loves. It gets a big reaction.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And
the guitar bit.
Yeah, it's like, no, not now.
Oh, come on. We've done it enough.
All right, fine, we'll do it. And then as soon as we finish it, yeah. But then it's kind of like, yeah, and we've done it so many times, it's on autopilot.
Right.
And then if you're not ready to jump into the next thing, you just kind of shut down.
Yep. That's the way my brain works.
Yeah. I'm amped this week, Tom, because it's springtime in New York. Just kidding, it's terrible outside.
Well, it's just a lot of rain. Feels like we're living in goddamn Seattle.
Exactly.
90s Seattle out there.
Is
it still rain in Seattle nowadays, or is that just the 90s?
Well, I imagine it's still pretty much the same. It rains there. Wait, was Blind Melon from... I got distracted. Was Blind Melon from Seattle?
I believe so.
Because they were complaining about no rain.
Yeah. Well, probably like the couple of days out of a year that it doesn't rain there.
Yeah, there's some melon heads right now that are like, no, you idiot, they're from San Francisco, which makes more sense, right?
No, it's sarcastic.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he starts to complain when there is no rain.
Yeah.
Why would you do that if you live in Seattle?
I was reading a thing that they haven't had like a sunny day in Seattle since October. Or at least like a day without some clouds.
That's everywhere.
It's not everywhere.
A day without some clouds never happens.
Yeah, it does. You can have a clear day and a clear night.
Tom, call me the next day that you do not observe one cloud in the sky for 24 hours.
Oh, Tim, I can't believe so quickly you've forgotten September 11th. It was very clear that day. There were no clouds in the sky.
I mean, yeah.
Wow. You said you'd never forget, Tim, but here you are.
I don't like this line of... Let's go back to the guitar bit.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, there it is.
Tom, I saw something on the subway the other day that excited me so much.
Okay.
But, alas, I am a coward and therefore could not learn anything more.
All right. Well, lay it on us then.
Okay. I'll set the scene. It's like 8:30 a.m. The N train.
Okay.
New York City.
The N train. The last train. End of the line.
No, N.
Oh, N train.
As in Nancy.
Okay. The Nancy train.
The Nancy train.
Of course, you were on it.
Now, what? You're
burned.
You're a textbook bully.
Burned so bad.
Anyway, there was a man, a civilian, I will say.
Okay.
Just a regular guy like you or me, with a hand truck.
All right.
Piled on that hand truck were two cardboard boxes.
All right.
No more than the boxes that you'd keep like reams of
ordinary
paper.
boxes.
No, I just want to give you the size.
Okay,
you know when you have office paper and they come in a box?
Yeah, so
each
a
one was about
paper-sized box.
Yeah, not like one ream.
Two of the dimensions were matched the size of a standard sheet of paper.
No, that's not what I meant at all.
Oh, okay.
You know, in an office, I know it's been a long time since you've had an office job. Since you've come into that inheritance. But the box that holds the reams of paper.
Yeah, two of the dimensions of that.
It's not the size of paper because it holds two columns
side
of paper.
by side?
Yeah.
Oh, I never worked in that fancy of an office.
Yeah, well, do big business where I'm at.
Yeah, geez. Boy, a lot of paper.
Yeah. So anyways, as the kids say, What was in these boxes? I couldn't see. They were made of cardboard, but written on the outside,
Makes sense.
A small golden arches and the words McGriddles.
So these were boxes full of McGriddles.
Yeah, that I could only assume
McDonald's McGriddles, the breakfast sandwich.
The breakfast treat at McDonald's. That the way that they are delivered to
via Subway?
Well, no. These things should never see the inside of a subway train.
No, they should never see the light of day.
They should come right from Hamburger University, right from McDonald land, probably.
Yeah, no, Hamburger University's not where the food comes from. It's where the talent comes from.
Exactly. They're delivered to the graduates of Hamburger University at all the various McDonald's locations,
right?
Wherever they may be. What I'm wondering is, where did this guy get these 2 boxes of unmade McGriddles? Because he had to bring them home. And the other thing was, what component of the McGriddle is in there? Is it what determines the McGriddle?
What makes a McGriddle a McGriddle?
Exactly, Tim.
Oh, yeah, Comrade Tim's here.
My guess, and this is I was shy because I should have just walked up to this man and been like, "Hey, look, no judgments. I think what you're doing here is great. So, look, I'm not a narc. I'm cool. You can tell me, what's the deal with these McGriddles? But before you say that, answer me this. What's actually in there? Is it just the stuffed pancake? Because that's the innovation that makes a McGriddle a McGriddle.
Yeah, because they're using the sausage that they use on McMuffins in the McGriddle, right?
Exactly. If you had to steal something from McDonald's to make a McGriddle, that's the thing. Because you can get an egg and sausage and cheese on your own time.
Right,
pal.
Yeah, and you can replicate that good enough, but you can't replicate the McGriddle
No, that's injected with syrup.
Yeah.
There's little packets.
There's McGriddles. I've only had a handful of McGriddles in my life. But McGriddles are the only thing that I've ever eaten where I'm like, oh, I get how addiction works. Because if there were just a table of McGriddles in front of me, I would just keep eating them till I was dead. They're so good. They're too good. That's why I've only had them a few times.
Yeah, I had kind of an opposite.
They're not delicious, but there's something I think they have opium in them or something.
It was the only food I've ever eaten that it hurt going down because I don't know if it was a psychological thing, but as I could feel it going all the way down my throat and just oh no, this is going to kill me.
Yeah.
This will be how I die. It's absolutely
pancake bread, syrup bread.
Yeah. With
cause
all,
of death,
with all the
syrup
fixins.
bread.
So do you think this guy pulled a heist at a McDonald's? Do you think
who's gonna do a getaway in a Subway?
If you have a hand truck, you can get pretty far in this town.
Yeah,
Tom.
you know what? I almost stole a bunch of soda recently just because it was a crime of opportunity.
Where was that?
It was
the convenience store.
No, yeah, they just had it out.
You could open the refrigerator yourself there and serve yourself. It was crazy.
No, Tim, you know that I live next door to a supermarket.
Yeah, what's the address again?
And the supermarket had the Coke truck was outside delivering the Coke. And this
straight from the source.
Yeah, and this rube left all the doors open of the truck.
Honeypot situation. It was a setup. You were right to keep walking.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, Tom.
I mean, ultimately, it was a lot of decisions about morals and ethics never came into it. It was more of a well, how much soda can I really carry?
Yeah,
but. It was right next to my apartment, so it was a pretty quick getaway. There was only maybe 100 yards where you had the chance to catch me.
Yeah, but the downside to that is that they know where you are.
That's
now.
true. I mean, there are cameras outside the supermarket, which I'm sure extend to my front door.
Yeah.
And I'm in that supermarket once or twice a day. So
yeah.
To steal maybe $10 worth of soda probably wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah. Well, I applaud your very adult decision not to steal
soda,
which you could easily afford.
Yeah.
And Tom, let's be honest, the Coca-Cola people have been nothing but good to you.
Yeah, they've given me Coca-Cola, which I love to drink.
Yeah.
And also Diet Coke and Coke Zero, which is really my favorite. Not my favorite to drink. Coca-Cola is my favorite to drink, but you can't drink that every day.
It's my understanding
Special
that
treat.
Corporation murdered a bunch of people in South America to bust up unions or something, but like you keep doing what you're doing, Tom.
Hey,
I'm sure it's
I'm just
delicious
talking about
sugar
Coca-Cola
water.
USA.
So the McGriddles.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
Could you tell that the box was cold?
No.
Did it have any frost on it? Was it emitting? Because
No, but I don't know.
Frozen.
I don't know. I should have just talked to this man.
Yeah.
But I was, alas, too afraid. But
think about how afraid that man was if he was stealing them.
Well, here's the thing. Is it kind of the thing where like one of those boxes should never be on the subway? Like, could I have made a citizen's arrest?
Yeah.
Brought him to the
Constable
Big Mac? Is it Constable Big Mac?
I think it's Constable Big Mac.
Yeah. I'd be a hero.
Yeah. My guess would be that a McDonald's ran out of McGriddles and had to transfer them from one McDonald's to another.
Yeah, but you should be able to do that without getting on a subway. There's enough McDonald's in this town that like you can call one that's in walking distance.
Not necessarily.
Also, I think you can steal anything in New York if you have a hand truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
It's just like, yeah, who's going to question it? Oh, no. What do you think? I was just walking around with this hand truck to steal things?
Yeah.
I'm on the clock, buddy. Keep moving.
But I totally, I don't think a McDonald's could get something from one McDonald's to another in New York City via car. Like, I don't think they have,
what
McDonald's
I'm saying
cars.
Is if you're on 6th Avenue and 23rd Street and you run out of McGriddle buns, you don't have to call, down to the freaking Soho location.
Well,
you can just call the one on 6th and, 26th.
Yeah, but what if that one was listen, we're running low. We don't have any to spare.
You think
it's all about having... as a man who's worked in a retail store, it's all about how much you got to spare. When another store calls you and they're like, hey, we're out of this. Do you have this? And you're like, yeah, I got some, man. But look, I don't want to give all mine to you. Then I'll be in your situation. You got to find a place that's flush with them. And that's probably what this was.
Well, then why wasn't this man in uniform? Or at least a clown costume?
Because you're not going to wear... Look, because they're probably like, hey... you gotta get off the fries. You gotta bring McDonald's stuff from one McDonald's all the way to another.
Yeah.
He's probably like, well, I'm not gonna wear the uniform while I'm doing that.
It wasn't that much that he couldn't hop in a cab.
What even? Well, they're not gonna pay for it. You think McDonald's has the margins to pay for a cab, Tim?
Well, he had to bring that hand truck down the stairs and stuff.
Yeah, they don't care. That's still, it's cheaper to pay.
That's outside of the purview of the guy who has been hired to make fries.
It's cheaper to pay one man minimum wage to get him out, even if he has to walk him there and it takes an hour.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty sweet gig because everybody would probably be like, hey, McGriddles, what's up, McGriddles? I love this guy. Yeah.
No way. It'd be you'd have to be armed. I'd insist on having a
canyon of heroes.
No, I'd insist on being armed if I was going to have that job because anyone could have just taken him. That's probably why he wasn't wearing the uniform either. Attract less attention.
Yeah, it's true.
You see a guy wearing a McDonald's uniform with on the subway with a hand truck full of boxes. You'd be like, oh, well, what's he got here? Maybe he's got Happy Meal toys in those boxes. Maybe I can steal those and flip them.
I don't think you can flip Happy Meal toys, but you would know a lot better than I would.
I'm sure you can on eBay.
You know what would be better if it was full of freaking Big Mac sauce.
Yeah, well, they're selling that in Canada. We can't talk about that here, Tim. That's all for our
our premium subscribers.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, anything you're transporting. I knew somebody in high school that worked for McDonald's. And when he left, he stole, and he was so proud, he stole a thing of root beer syrup. It's like, well, what the hell are you going to do with a gigantic industrial root beer syrup? It needs to be combined with water, and it needs to be watered down itself. It's got like a proprietary connector. And why are you selling root